Hey everyone, welcome back to FitLifeCV for a topic on fasting. Now, I wanted to cover this mainly because I just did a really in-depth article on my website. I worked really hard on that, took a lot of time, and so if you would go check it out, share it, check out the information. It's really good. It's all from journals and studies and stuff like that. But we're just going to do a quick coverage of fasting. I'm going to try to break it down and make it really quick, just talk about benefits, some misconceptions, and talk about my partners a little bit and how they kind of work into this. But if you're really interested, go check out the website, with the article to really get a grasp on it. But I just want to make a short video to kind of complement everything I did there. So to start out, we're just going to talk about the main misconceptions and just what fasting is. And to clear this up, we're talking about intermittent fasting, or like the time restricted eating. And so what that is, you basically just take your day of eating and you put it all in a window. So a window of time. For example, let's say you eat from when you wake up to when you go to bed. Instead, you just take that food you would eat and you move it into a time frame of 6 hours, let's say. So you wake up, you skip breakfast, you don't eat lunch, and then you eat what you would have starting at 1 and you stop at 7. 1 p.m. to 7 p.m. And the benefits and what this does for your body is insane. The science speaks for itself. We'll get into that a little bit, but it's mainly on the article. I don't want to make this video because if I just kept talking about fasting, I could go on for hours. But anyways, that's the basic concept. I mean, absolutely 0 calories from the time you stop at 7 p.m. to when you begin at 1 p.m. Now, technically, you can have, I think, roughly 50 calories before your body kind of gets kicked out of the fasting state. But you don't want to mess around with that and ruin the whole day of fasting, by trying to sneak in a few calories. Black coffee in the morning, for those of you that have it infused in like your day, is kind of like the thing that's allowed because it has almost no calories and you can get through your day with that. But anyways, the main misconceptions, I got them listed on my article. We're just gonna read them off there and then I'll explain them. Intermittent fasting is bad for people that are older because it stresses the body. No, that's like saying that working out is bad for you because you hurt your muscles. Well, the point of stressing a body system is, like your muscular system, is to elicit a positive change, right? So the proper stress in any situation is going to be good. So that's like saying getting a vaccine is bad because it stresses your system, when really the point of a vaccine, perfect time, the COVID vaccine, the point of it is or any vaccine is to give yourself a small viral load or a weak load of the virus so your body can, be slightly tested, learn, and get stronger. Same thing with working out. You work out, you tear some muscle fibers, they get stronger. You fast, you stress your digestive system a little bit, and it gets stronger, okay? And the elderly people are the ones to benefit the most. There's studies and articles on how it improves or lowers blood pressure, extremely reduces the risk of CVD, cardiovascular disease, reverses aging through the reduction of oxidative stress in your cells, things like that. Number 2, you can eat anything you want in your window of time because you will just burn it off through your next fast. You do not want to binge. You do not want to eat crappy food during your window just because for the next 20 hours or 18 hours, you're going to be burning fat, ideally. No. So this is something that's all over YouTube where these people will be like, oh, I fast all day and I eat one meal so I can eat everything. And it works because at the root of it all, it's your body's losing weight based on expenditure and intake. And these people, they may eat ice cream and chocolate and fried food and end up eating 2,000 calories or 2,500 calories, but throughout the day, they've burned even 2,700 calories, so therefore they're at a deficit and will lose weight, but it's not healthy and it's not what you want to do, so don't binge. 3, people fasting is a perfect lifestyle for everyone. Now, the way that's phrased fasting is not a good life, like not a perfect lifestyle for everyone. It doesn't fit into everyone's, life perfectly. But fasting will positively affect almost, and I mean almost everybody that tries it, based on the science and what's actually going on. So kids, right? Young kids growing up, there's no need to put them, like have them try intermittent fasting. I mean, sure, they can. That's your thing to do with, your kids. But young children growing, just don't mess with dieting and stuff like that. They're growing, feed them, get them stronger, things like that. Another time it wouldn't fit, just if you have a weird lifestyle or you're like an Olympic athlete or something, you're training at like insane intensities and you just can't fit fasting into your training schedule with, just when you would eat, things like that. But there's other options. I'm not saying fasting is the only thing you can do. I'm just trying to like educate about what it is. And next we have intermittent fasting will slow your metabolism. No. So metabolism is really tricky, and a lot of people don't understand it. There's just like this conception that as you get older, your metabolism slows down, and that's all relevant to as you get older, your activity goes down. As you get older, you might not eat the same as you were younger. It's all relevant to how you live. So it's not so much just because you're older, you can't control your metabolism. Metabolism is a tool you should be able to use to, make yourself healthier. It's something you can adjust. It's not static. It changes as you train it. So no, it doesn't slow down. And specifically, I reference Healthline magazine. The author talked about how 6 meals a day, right, at 500 calories is the same amount of calories as 3 meals at 3,000 or at 1,000, right? And metabolism, with how it works with eating, you have a thermal effect of food, TEF. And so that's not based on spreading out your meals, it's just based on the specific calories you take in. So in the end, 6 meals of 500 calories or 3 meals of 1,000 results in the same amount of calories, and roughly an average of 10%, right, of the calories taken in are burned through the thermal effect. 6,000 or 3,000 and 3,000 are the same amount. 10% of that is the same amount. It doesn't matter when you eat them, if they're spread out or if they're in one meal. Your metabolism and how the thermal effect of food, or what your body does or needs to use to burn that or to digest that food, is all the same. So no, it does not slow down your metabolism. One more thing, you lose muscle when you're doing intermittent fasting. You lose muscle when you do any sort of diet restricting. It's as simple as that. But actually, intermittent fasting has been shown in studies to be less muscle consuming than other calorie restricting diets, if that makes sense. And intermittent fasting is not a diet. You're not trying to change what you're eating. You're changing the time. So keep that in mind. Anyways, but yeah, in any case of like reducing intake, there's going to be a possibility of losing some muscle, but you will get it back. And then again, fasting isn't a calorie restriction. It's just a change in time. So no, your body's not going to like just munch on your muscle because you're not having food in your body every hour, That's a really big issue in the fitness industry. Is like you need to be fed all the time. Well, that's only an issue because these people have trained their metabolism to feed off glucose and not on fat. And that's kind of what intermittent fasting is. So we talked about misconceptions. Now we're going to talk about benefits. So the benefits of fasting are almost endless. And it all kind of starts with the resetting of your cells, if that makes sense. Now I'm going to try to break this down really quick and be simple about it, but we'll try to visualize it here. So you're eating 24 hours a day, right? Maybe not exactly 24 hours a day. You're eating when you're awake. You wake up, you eat, you have a snack, you eat lunch, you have a snack, you eat supper, and maybe you have a snack before bed, right? Your body is always getting energy. And our bodies adapted through, survival and adaptations of our ancestors and things like that to store fat. So when you're eating all day, right? You're taking in calories. There's no reason for your body to burn the fat that's on the body because you're feeding it glucose and sugars and fats and everything and protein. And what happens is, we'll just do like a little visual thing here. But let's say you have a cell in your body, okay? And your body, the only thing it really knows is it needs to reproduce and pass down the genetic trait and survive, right? So we've got a cell, and with all this energy, the cell's thinking, oh, I can duplicate myself kind of as an extra line of security to passing down the traits. You know, I've got 2 of me now. It's more likely that I'll get it done. So with all this energy, I'll make 2. And I don't know if you know how cancer works, but as you get older, when your cells are duplicating or multiplying or things like that, when they are being transcribed or copied, there can be issues. And the older you get, the shorter your telomeres get, the worse or more likely there's going to be an issue that causes this perfect cell to copy over with an issue, therefore being a cancerous cell. Boom, tumor. So avoiding this splitting or duplicating of cells avoids or lowers the risk of cancer. Okay, so that's one thing. You take that cell and you take away its food all day, and you starve it for 18 hours. And guess what? Instead of making that other cell, it'll be like, oh no, we don't have energy enough to support 2 of us, let alone, like 1, or can't support 1, let alone 2. It will take that time off, the 18 hours without food, and it will become more efficient. It'll become more effective. It'll take that time to repair itself, and that lowers the risk of cancerous cells developing. It lowers oxidative stress, which is aging and damage. It damages your insides, basically, things like that. So I get really into this in the article, and this is just a really short explanation, but I hope that kind of makes sense on how just the overall idea of not having food in your body all the time is extremely good for you. And that's that. Other benefits include the cognitive side of it, and that's the other biggest thing that I want to talk about before my phone dies, because it is almost going to. So we'll see if we get this done. If I randomly cut out, I'll be back. I gotta plug my phone in. But the cognitive side, I researched studies and took a bunch of results and stuff and threw it in the article and talked about the specific like CA1, which is a type of like protein in the brain. But that's in the article. If you're into that stuff, check that out, but I'll try to break it down quick. If you've never fasted and you don't know what the feeling is of just not having food, is amazing. And I know that's anecdotal and all that, but you have this constant energy draw that you do not like lose. Like if you eat some pasta in the middle of the day, you just like you grog down. It's because your brain has 2 fuel sources, right? We got glucose and ketones. Now, it likes glucose. It's the preferred energy source because it's readily available, and it's in the bloodstream, and it's everywhere, and it's good, right? It's got a lot of juice. And your brain, your neurons are high energy using cells. But ketones arguably have been shown in research and studies to be more like the better source of energy for the brain. And one reason of that is because the constant energy draw. It's just constant. And where you get ketones, right, for the brain is fat. And so what happens is you got fat cells, you're not eating food. Your body's like, oh, perfect, I've adapted to store fat for this reason. I'm going to use it. Take the fat from your stomach, goes to your liver, metabolizes, boom, energy, ketones to the brain, energy to the muscles. You function almost better on ketones and fat. And again, that's anecdotal, but just try fasting and you will literally feel amazing. The only issue is when it comes to like performing in sports and stuff like that. But then again, that's why fasting is for everyone. And if you're a competitor and things like that, don't do it. There's other ways to be healthy and to eat right and get your carbs, and you don't have to not eat for competition. But anyways, those are the 2 biggest things. We got cognitive function and just like the body reset, you could say, where your body kind of takes care of itself and becomes more efficient and effective. Anyways, that is basically the biggest things I wanted to say in this video to get you interested to go check out the article that I spent a lot of time on and I think covers this so much better. I'm going to mention a few partners with FitLife that work directly into this lifestyle of fasting or even keto or paleo. And do keep in mind that I'm not saying fasting is the end all like way to live your life. everyone's different, right? Like, you know yourself the best. If you don't, for some reason you don't feel good burning fats or like on a fasted, state or something like that, do what you like best. There's paleo, there's keto, there's all sorts of different things. You can just eat right and not eat everything, and you'll feel good and be healthy. But intermittent fasting is just another way to do that. It gets you in a calorie deficit, depending on how much you can eat, I guess. But it's an easy way to control your metabolism, easy way to train your metabolism to be able to burn glucose and fats instead of like, because when you're eating food all day 24/7, everything's got glucose in it, your body never has to burn fat, so it's not going to be good at it, and there you're just going to keep storing fat. So it's really just a tool to train your metabolism to burn fat. And let's say, you don't, this doesn't have to be a lifestyle. You can do this for a few months, you can do this for a few weeks, and really get your body used to burning fat. So when it does need to, and you're eating healthy, you're not just picking away from the glycogen and the glucose in your blood and stuff like that. You can take some fat from your waist, your visceral fat in your abdominal cavity, things like that. So that being said, do whatever you want to do that is healthy, and I'll cover these things. I'll cover paleo, keto, all these things that I think are a step in the right direction and bettering your health. But just listening to this video and, listening to everything about the nutrition is a step in the right direction because you're thinking about it. Even listening and disagreeing and, sitting behind the screen and arguing at me, it's still a step in the right direction that I'm happy to have caused because now you're thinking about it, right? And health is the greatest wealth. So we're getting rich here. Anyways, I'm going to talk about my partners quick and how that kind of fits into here. So we have Primal Kitchen. We'll scroll down here on the website. I linked both these at the bottom of the article. You can find them on my resource page, things like that. But these are two companies that I'm proud to be partnered with. I actually ran into Primal Kitchen on YouTube on JRE, the Joe Rogan Experience, his podcast. Mark Sisson, or Sison, I don't know how you say it. He is a brilliant man. He's been into keto, paleo, just eating healthy and time restricted eating. He wrote a book on it, everything like that. He started this company, and he still helps. I think he sold it, but he's still, he's an advocate for it, and he works with them. But FitLifeCV has partnered with them to offer 10% off with the code FitLifeCV10. Basically what it is just condiments that are all natural and healthy and perfect to fit into a fat burning diet or a fasting diet, things like that. My favorite, the avocado mayonnaise, brilliant product. I love it. But that's Primal Kitchen. And we scroll down a little bit and we have ProLon. And this one's really interesting. I actually ran into this on accident when researching about fasting a few days ago and reached out to them because it was a great idea, great concept. But overall, ProLon is a fast mimicking meal kit. So it's like you buy 5 meals. So it comes in 5-day kits. So we get 5 days of the ProLon fast mimicking diet kits. A little bit confusing. But what's going on here is if you want to go from your American standard diet over to fasting, you're going to have this week of absolute brutal hunger pains because your whole life you've had this food and these carbs and burgers and things like that, and your body's like, whoa, like this hurts. I don't know how to burn fat. So you're just going to kind of low-key starve for a little bit. That's where ProLon comes in. So it's a 5-day kit. You get 5 days of meals worth, right? And they are fast mimicking so that, they're fats, healthy fats. Some are plant-based, I believe. If you're into that, they have that option. And then they have basically to get you into a fasted diet. It's kind of like a transition. So if you read this article or you watched this video and you're really into it, check them out. Get your 5-day kit. They have promos going on all the time, deals like every day. I don't have one specific for this channel yet. I'm working on that. But if you're interested in all this and you want to get into fasting, check them out. Using my link also supports me and like all the stuff I'm trying to do here with FitLife for both Primal Kitchen and ProLon. But that's the end of the whole fasting spiel. I'm going to be writing a lot more articles based, like I mentioned it in the article, but there's little parts that I want to break off from, like athletes and fasting, something else, like things like that that'll be kind of bootstrapping back to my article in this video, so I needed to get this done to kind of complement everything. But anyways, sorry if I was talking really fast. I just wanted to get this done and get it clear and try not to lose myself in all the information that I have on fasting in my brain right now from the article. But anyways, thank you guys for watching. Again, if you're interested in learning more, the article has so much to offer, so check that out and share it with your friends. It helps me. And it's more of like helping me figure out if I'm doing well and if people are enjoying the content or if I need to move in a different direction. So like the video, subscribe, and leave a comment, and I'll probably see you soon in a steel supplement video. But anyways, again, thanks for watching. Hey everyone, thanks for swinging by the channel today. If you enjoyed the video or the videos on the channel, drop a like, subscribe, and turn that bell on if you want to be notified for more videos. But again, thanks for coming by, and I'll see you guys in the next one.